Good morning, fellow option traders. This is Jeff, and welcome to the Daily Scan for Wednesday, July 30th, 2014. All right, in the news yesterday, Case-Shiller home price index prices actually reversed a little bit if you were to take a look at this, or if we were. Not really asking you to, but we are going to as soon as I get a response here. Maybe I won't get a response. There we go. We can see that the actually pulled back. And here they say actually going in reverse in May. Seasonally adjusted minus 0.3%. So overall, housing prices pulled back a little bit in May. Seasonally adjusted, I don't know what that means. Well, they adjusted for the season, of course. I don't know why. I mean, you know, we don't adjust things for earnings season, do we? But anyway, also consumer confidence was up quite a bit. It's around 90 now, I believe the number was. But the biggies for today are GDP and the FOMC meeting announcement, where Auntie Yellen is going to let us know what the Fed is going to do with our money, or our currency, I guess you should say, because it's not really money, it's fiat currency. Okay, so if you've been watching Mike Maloney, you would know what we're actually throwing all our trust into. Alright, so that's it for today for announcements. Let's take a look at across the ponds. Over in Asia we are mixed, but slightly with a slightly bullish edge, I would say. And in Europe we have a slightly bearish edge. Alright, here in the U.S. we have an open that looks like as though it might gap up a tad bit. Gold is almost right at 1,300 even. A little bit of a pullback overnight on that. And oil is at 101.11, up 14 cents so far. Okay, yesterday I had a little bit of a panic. And my panic had to do with, let me just look here to see, had to do with Priceline and Costco. So, a little panic, that's not good, because you can't think very well when you're in a panic situation. So if we were to take a look first at, well, let's look, Priceline's up here, let's take a look at that. I freaked out on this candle here. Remember I said that I was going to get out of this? Well, I ended up with a loss on this particular trade here. And then, instead of seeing this as yellow, I saw it as red. No, actually, I think I saw it as white, and I did a 50 delta on this candle here. I just need a little bit of a push up here for today and tomorrow to make that profitable. And it's entirely possible that it might do that. A lot of times people throw money into a stock as it comes into earnings, especially one that's been doing well, and we're still in an uptrend here, so I'm hoping that I shouldn't be hoping, I should be using the strategy correctly, but I didn't in this case. I did a 50 delta. Sometimes I make mistakes. And I was in an atmosphere of much noise and chatter, and I wasn't thinking very well. So my other one was Costco. This freaked me out, so that ended up being a loser. And that's going to be kind of a big one, you know. It was, I don't have the exact money right now, and I'm just trying to figure out what the heck went on here, because I brought up the news here, and, you know, outside of, you know, business looking good, somehow or another, some report came out about cost call, and bam, up she goes. So much for that consolidation period. Sometimes that happens. I mean, there's no way that you can predict stuff like this. So I give myself a little bit of a hug on that one. Can't hardly, well, like I said, you can't predict that stuff. The other thing that I did yesterday was NDX. I think that one's going to be okay. Pretty much at the open was when I did it. I had a hookup here on the MACD early in the morning, and then this huge pullback. But I'm pretty sure that she's going to be moving back up today. We don't have a bid-ask here yet pre-market, but if we were to look at the NQ, we're at 39.62 NASDAQ futures. Although the 100s doesn't exactly correlate to it, but we're looking at maybe 39.60 for NDX, and that would be an open right around here. 39.60, yeah, pretty much where she closed last night, just up a tad. A lot depends on what those announcements are, and I just, well, I don't know. I'm not predicting any of this stuff. Nobody can. So those are the trades that I did yesterday. Some pretty stupid ones, I have to admit. And sometimes that happens. Right? Okay, let's start out with our scan. Get into that. Okay. We got Apple maybe heading down into our target area. We'll see how that works out. Apple, rumor has it that they may get into making a deal with the credit card companies to turn an iPhone into your credit card. Just what I need is more data going through my smartphone for the NSA to look at. Consolidate it all into one device so they don't have to look at all this other stuff. Alright, Amazon. Sorry about that. Amazon. Okay, we have a little bit of a hookup here, but we're still not exactly sure which way we're headed here. Did not have a good day yesterday. So we're just going to sit on the sidelines a bit more. Baidu, ooh, got those little soldiers all lined up in a row there. Isn't that something? I got too much padding built into this. Let me swing this over here. There. Yeah, that's an interesting thing to look at. Baidu pulling back. Who knows? But we're still waiting to see what is going to happen here. And the more I play around with these stock underlyings and get my toes burnt, and et cetera, the more I look at these cash indexes and go, I was staying away from them for years, and now it's like, yeah, they're looking pretty good. Okay, these individual stocks can just burn you with these gaps. Alright, CELG, I would say that we're pretty much in a consolidation pattern here too. Let's throw up a channel and see what we're dealing with. Okay, looks like it might be kind of headed down. But, you know, CELG can just surprise the hell out of you, too. As an example back here, of course it was in an uptrend then. Here we're trying to say it's in a downtrend after a pretty long uptrend. Say since April. It's been in a pretty strong uptrend. So now we're not really exactly sure what it's going to do. We might look at this for a bear call. I'm just going to look at it. Put it on the list, take a peek. Alright, Chipotle. Looks like it's going to continue its march up. We have a target set down here. We'll see what it looks like when it gets down there, if it gets down there. Costco. Oh yeah. Ooh, too hot to touch. Staying away from that one for a while. Let's take a look at the Dow. Okay, what do we have going on here? Dow's looking kind of weak, isn't it? Just a tad. Looking for a little bit of a hookup here for maybe an opportunity to jump in on this. Gold. How are we doing with gold? Still below our break-even point for our covered call. Yeah. We have to take a look at a 20 delta on the bear call side. See if that's feasible. It's on the list. Google was on our list yesterday. Actually was in setup status. It's still in setup status today. See if it'll come through. LinkedIn. Oh, did you hear about Twitter's earnings? My goodness. Earnings coming up. Oh, goodbye. NDX. There's a little trade here in NDX. We'll see how that one works out. We got a little bit of a hook here. Netflix. Netflix is still trying to find itself. We're not sure. We have conflicting information here on moving averages. And it looks like we might roll over here. So we're just going to keep an eye on that one and not jump in on anything right now. And then Priceline, we already looked at that. May get fried on that pretty good. Who knows? We'll see what happens. The Russell. We're in here with this particular trade, which looks like it's going to work out pretty good. So we're at 90 cents here. So we're at 62.50 right now. And this expires. We want to be out of this on Thursday, just to be safe. So looking like as though it might be profitable. So I'm going to make a note to take a look at it later today to see if I want to get out or not. SPX. Alright, looking for an entry here. It is in setup for a 20 delta. And probably that would be a next week expiration. I don't think you can get anything out of this week, but if you can, go ahead. Do your thing. Tesla. Alright, we got earnings coming up. Ain't touching that. And last but not least is Visa. Alright, I was anticipating a move this way. Through this in here, we actually got a little bit of a hookup without confirmation. So I think I'm going to not bother with that one. I'm not even going to put it on a list right now. It doesn't look very strong. Looks like it wants to stay here. And maybe even pull back a little bit. It's just a little bit too early after earnings. I would like to see another loop-de-doopy on here. So I'll move this over. Actually, just take it off. There. Alright, that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day and happy trading.